Thanks for sticking with me so long. These videos are all about getting you to the best mattress that you can possibly find. And you probably think by now you've got all the information you need and you've covered all the details, and I'm terribly sorry, but there's one more big area. And I haven't lied to you, but I haven't told you quite all the truth because I've talked about your mattress needing to have two layers in it. One is the support layer for your spine and your posture, and the second is the comfort layers, what makes it soft and comfortable to sleep in. The reality is, if you have, for example, a spring mattress, you need to have a layer between, because you can't just put these layers of comfort directly on the spring units, because firstly it's going to feel uncomfortable. You'll probably feel the springs and it's going to cause those products to wear out much faster. So what this third video in this mattress section is all about those other products that can be used, those different layers that you'll find mostly, well, above and below the spring units of that type of mattress. But you also find it in every type of mattress. Even if it's a basic foam mattress, they're going to still have some other layers between the foam and you. And what you need to know is, well, what are the different things you can look out for and what not? The first big issue, as I've talked about before, is, are the products natural or are they man-made? I would recommend as much as you can to stick away from man-made, purely because they're mostly with petrochemicals. They're going to have different chemicals that they give off as they age. That's pretty much proven. Many of those are cancer causing, so steer clear of the man-made foams if you can. And depending on where you are, there's also going to be chemicals that have been used in the mattress to prevent it from being a fire risk. That's more so in the United States as perhaps other countries, but it is something to watch out for. For each of the products, which I'm going to show you a graph of soon, one thing you could find out, but it's going to be tricky, and that's the density of the product that's being used. So it's a little bit like if you buy a t-shirt that's made of cotton. Sometimes they're really thin, and sometimes it's a very thick product. And that applies to all of these different things that can be used in these support layers. So if you take a look at this graph, what I did is I took all the information I could find, the different types of products that are produced. These are all the natural fibers, and represented them on this graph to show you the difference in their availability and their price. And you can see very clearly then, depending on what's going to be put into your mattress, whether it's going to have a high price or not. The product right at the bottom on the right, Vicania, if I'm pronouncing it right, is a member of the llama or alpaca family in the Andes. So it's the most expensive natural fiber you can get on the planet. So if you have a mattress with that in it, of course it's going to be super expensive. The reality is with also some of these products is that they provide a lot of softness, but if they're not mixed with other natural fibers, they have a tendency to compress and go hard. Now that's something to watch out for, because if a mattress says it's made with natural fibers but it doesn't say 100% natural fibers, it could be that the mixed material is actually a man-made synthetic fiber, and all the negative things that may come with that. So it's trying to give you the right type of questions to ask when you're looking at these products. So if we go back and look at this graph, you'll see all the different forms, and you can divide them into different areas. So if we start from the bottom and work up and say, well, above the spring units in your mattress, you need areas for support. And so these are some of the natural fibers that are used in the support structure. So they're going to be a little bit more firmer, they're going to protect the upper, softer, more sensitive layers, and ensure that you're not lying directly and feeling those spring units. The next layer is like an in-between layer where you're moving from support to comfort, and the fibers are going to be a little bit more of a mix of those things. And you'll see here as well, I've put lines indicating how some of these things are blended together, and most of them are also used by themselves as well, but you can see just some of the typical ways in which they could be blended. And then the uppermost layer, which is the one that's closest to you, this is an indication of the type of products that can be used here, and again also the blends that are used. The reality is, you can see how many different products there are, and every manufacturer is going to take a different approach as to what they think is better for you, and also at the end of the day how much money they're going to make from each mattress. And so what you have then is enough information and now you're completely overcome with it, I suspect, because if you think about all the information I've provided from the foam latex video to last time with the spring units and now all these other layers, the combinations are enormous. And that's what I said right at the start. It's not possible to give you one recommendation simply because it's too hard. It's not possible. But what you need to have is the right information, that when you go and look for a bed, you know exactly what it is to ask for, and make your decision, as always, on cost as well. So there's just one video left in the series, and we're going to wrap things up, talk about water beds a little bit, slat beds, futons, and just cover any other little topics that could arise. This is Jake, by the way, it's my little guy. So I hope you found that really interesting today. It's thoroughly more complex and technical than you might hope for, but I really hope you found that interesting. And as always, like this, make comments, pass it on. Hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Bye-bye.